So it's taken me many years to, I think, finally come to this conclusion, but I'm starting to think that my wife might have a car problem. Not one of those car problems it's like, oh no, there's something wrong with the car. More like, I don't think she can handle having a car for more than, say, 3 years at this point. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but right about the time that a car gets about a couple years old, she's looking to get a new one. And of course, she's always got to have the latest, fanciest, greatest, whatever's trendy. And that's fine by me. I had a Jeep, she wanted a Jeep, she got a Jeep. I got a black car, she got a black car. I got a different Jeep, which is a red car. And so then she traded in her Kia for one of these Hyundai things. Santa Fe? I think it's a Santa Fe. Which of course means that it needs a new dash cam, because you can't use an old dash cam on a new car. That's just weird. Now her Telluride had one of these VFOs. I've used VFO cameras quite a bit. I forget if this is the A129, 139, something like that. It's a dual camera, had 4K in the front, 2K or the 1080p in the back. It's the same thing. And it was a decent camera. It was a good camera at the time. I even got a couple more VFOs after this for different vehicles, not for the same car. And when it came time to get one for the golf cart, which of course isn't here right now, and also for the Jeep, which she took, by the way, not impressed with that. It's my Jeep. Anyway, I was getting RedTiger cameras, and for the Jeep, I got one of these 4K ultra clear F7N cameras. Works great, very impressed with it. I think that's actually kind of better than the quality of video that came off of the VFO that was in well, in her Telluride and in my daughter's car, which again isn't here. I can't show you any of these things. No noise here. It's just me. They left me. That's cool. I'm used to it. She'll ditch me all the time. So then when I was looking for a new camera for her car, I came across this F77N. No, F77 V2. That's what it's called. Mine's the F7N. This is F77 V2, which of course is the latest, greatest fandangled thing, whatever, camera that RedTiger is putting out, and it's also the only camera that could legitimately say they have Starvis 2 sensors in both front and rear cameras, which gives you 4K video, front and back, or front and back. You get it. So this is basically what the box looks like. It's very nondescript. It says 4K plus 4K ultra clear. I got the 256 gigabyte eMMC version. There's another version that costs like 50 bucks less, and it's got 128. I figured it's like 50 bucks, double your memory, because these do not have expandable memory that you can just toss another card into. It does have a card slot, but that's only for transferring videos between the camera and something else. Your computer or your cell phone, whatever you got. Computer and cell phone. I'm not sure what else you might put it on. It's not like you can just stick it in your microwave and see the video on the fridge. That would be cool though. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what's inside. So in this box, let's go ahead and get this opened. Throw this stuff everywhere. Ugh, it's all humid and sticky. And in this box we have, ooh, I have no idea what that is, but that's cool. There's a user manual, a quick start guide, some clear stickers. Maybe these are good, maybe these are bad. Some of these work great, some of them just don't. Especially in the South Carolina heat, I don't like to have my cameras fall off the glass real easy. Website, how to do it, scan stuff, cool. And here we've got the, I guess this is the back camera. That is quite sizable, especially in comparison to some of the other rear cameras that I've seen in the past. This one from VFO I thought was pretty big, and that one's even bigger. Now, if the Jeep was here, I want to actually compare, once the Jeep gets back, I'm going to compare the size of this rear camera to the size of its front camera, because I think that's about the same size. This might be just a little bit smaller. We'll see. In this bag, there's this quite large, that is impressively large. Like, I'm surprised that it's so big. RedTiger, cam good. Let's hope so. And does this thing come off here? Ooh, it does have the memory card holder, but like I said before, that is not a memory expansion. That's only for moving files back and forth, or videos back and forth. A little safety sticker, microphone. We got a power and a rear camera there, or power and then other camera there, whatever. This is supposed to be touchscreen, but it also has some buttons at the bottom. Have to see what those do. Got an M, got a left, got a right, got a, what does it say, on? I think it says on. I think it says on, I'm not sure. And a bright red button. You see a red button, you just gotta push the red button, you know? And in the small box, we have some wires. Yay, wires. This is gonna be the 12-volt power outlet, and I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, this car does have one of these down in between the driver and passenger, down below in the little pocket thing. If you have one of these things, you know what I'm talking about, the little down pocket thingy. And a rather short USB. Not sure why they'd give us something so short. I'll hold on to this though. That could always be used as a USB-C charger for something, I guess. It always helps to have an extra charger. And in box number 2, we have all kinds of fun stuff. Your atypical, it's almost Harbor Freight quality trim tool. Some more of these stickers. I have quite a collection of these stickers. I'll just add this to the collection. And a little, maybe. Okay, so there's another sticker thing. There's a little up arrow with a little shoe thing. So I wonder if this fits into this. And then there's some little cable ties. Nobody uses those. Does this thingy fit in this thingy? Or does this thingy slide off of this thingy? Oh, there we go. That thingy slides off. Why would you want that to slide off? Why would you get 2 of them? And an extra sticker. Drop something in the comments if you know why there's an extra sticker and an extra clippy thing. Yep, that one works. Oop. And yep, that one works. I'm not one of those people that switches cameras from car to car. That'd be very difficult to do, especially with the really long data wire that goes back to the camera in the back. Oh, and there's plenty of wire to get that, hopefully. Oh, and the other thing I got. Always got to get more stuff. I got the RedTiger Cam Good. Let's hope so. Hardwire kit. Pretty sure the wife's gonna murder me when she finds out that I've just thrown all this stuff on her brand new hood. Another sticker that I can add to the collection. Manual. Another trim tool. We don't need any more of those at this point. At least I don't need any more of those at this point. This is going to be the actual power module thing. Hopefully they've got, yes, 2 sets. One for all the time power and the other for accessory power. It's kind of nice they give you these things. But in each of these bags, they're the same. There's a different fuse tap for different types of fuse boxes and fuse types and fuse cars and fuses. There isn't one that has the 3-prong fuse thing. So if you have one of those cars that has that, I mean, I've seen those, but I don't know what kind of car those come in. Anyway, it doesn't have any of those. So if you have those, these don't work. You're gonna have to get your own or get creative. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So let's see here. Oh, it's getting hot. What are we going to do first? Let's go ahead and stick the camera up there first and then run wires. Sounds like fun. And I have not seen any videos yet on how to take all this stuff apart. I'm hoping it's a lot like the Telluride. Kind of looks like it. Should be. Could be. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and take apart the little center mirror thing and that little A-pillar part. Anyway, so this is how that looks. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is figure out where exactly I'm going to hide this thing. Because that is not something small to hide. Here it is for a size comparison of the mirror. Yeah, that's pretty big. But I'm thinking if it's right about there, centered underneath the mirror. Yeah, right there. That should be good. It makes it a little bit more difficult to see. Probably see it just a little bit under the mirror. That's okay. Not like it's my car anyway, right? I'm sure I'll have to drive this thing eventually at some point. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this right up here and then work on getting the mirror surround thing off. Because this thing, it just pops right off. Just like this, watch. Let's move the mirror out the way. Should just pop right out. I said pop right out. Okay, let's try with this little tool thing and just go this way. Ha, bam, just like that. Just get a little, that's it. And there you can see how that comes out. There's just little clippy things right there. You could probably go from the bottom, go from the top. It doesn't matter. And the rest of this should just slide down just like that. There's all these little guides and pins and little things. And yeah, basically all it does is just, it slides right out. Super cool. It's got these little clippy things right here. And right up here. Oh, but I forgot one of the most important things. I'm gonna put this back on and then put the camera up there because I've got to be able to get this on and off and have the camera stuck up there as close as I can to this thing without it actually, you know, I don't want it to be a door jam. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to stop this thing from sliding, but you want the camera. Watch. Okay, let's put this thing back up. We're just going to slide it up to the top and then push that way. You'll hear it snap. Now this doohickey needs to sit right about there. Pretty sure that if I do this right, I'll be lucky as hell. But I should be able to slide this thing to the side then, take this off. This will stay stuck here, and there'll be enough room to pull the whole thing down. And if not, the wife's gonna murder me in my sleep when I mess this up, because the backing's off. Move this mirror out the way. Get this thing centered. Oh, that's not the right spot. Oh, this is gonna be rough. This might be why they give you extras. Doohickey tool thing. This isn't good. All right, come on, come on, come on. Pull, 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 pull. Ooh. Oh, looky there. Got it off without too much trouble. All right, but at least now I can see where that is. I'm just going to put this about half as low. Nice and gentle like. So when this thing slides in, you can definitely go straight and just down. All right, so make that a permanent spot. Hopefully that works. Then we can pull this thing down. I said this thing should be able to pull down. All right, we just did this without any problems. It's because the mirror was down. Oh, I think it just bent the nail backwards. It pops right out. Wow, that was incredibly painful and took way too long. But now the camera can easily slide in there, and it can go up and down more than enough to get the angle right. Because yeah, this thing does not move independently. So now this is here. Let's go ahead and get her wired up. The fun part. And I'm pretty sure once this thing gets all up and going, if you just sit up straight, yep, see, can't even see it. Barely, just a little bit. Short people might see it. Other people won't. Short people will. Back to the wiring. Hopefully you can see this pretty well. Similar to the Telluride, we're gonna pull this thing down. There's hopefully no goo for you right there. And then just push that over. Yep, unsnaps just a little bit. Now, for this one, you don't really need to take this completely off, I don't think. At least I didn't really with the Telluride, but it could be helpful. So let me get the little specialized screwdriver and bendy crooky thing tool to get this thing out. And I can show you how this thing just pops out pretty easy. Okay, well this thing is clearly put together just slightly different than the Tellurides, which once you pulled it out this far, had a little doohickey thing right here that you could just pop out and this whole thing would come out in your hands. This thing appears to have a white doohickey right here. Hopefully you maybe can kind of see that. There's a white doohickey thing right there. And then right here at the bottom of the airbag, there is another one. And that's what then holds this into here. However, this thingy has another little safety catch mechanism thing up here at the very top that if I push this over just far enough, you can kind of see right there. And it's got some probably really super nifty way that you gotta push in a little thing and pop it out, and then this whole thing will come out. But in this case, for right now, I don't need that out, and neither do you. I'm just gonna go right around it, loop around it, not even worry about it one bit. Yeah, as long as I go around the back side of it, yeah, I can just stick it right up in here and run it right along the seam here, and then keep on going back and back and back and back and back. And it won't get ripped down by the airbag should it ever, deploy, which hopefully it never does, because that's no fun. That's never any fun. Where'd my wire go? Where'd my wire? Hopefully I'm not blocking it too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to run this wire right here around the back side of the airbag, feed it out through the front, sort of like that. So we're on the back side of the airbag. Give myself a little bit of slack here. Want to make sure this whole thing can stretch across here. Let's see here, go about there, take that down to about there. That should be good. But I'm gonna leave this piece off right here just for a little bit because I still have to run the power. Go ahead and tuck this up right up here in the headliner. There we go. Now this thing around here on the back side, I can just go ahead and start feeding it up in through here. And I'm not gonna be able to do this too easily with one hand, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down, but I'm just gonna push this up into here, continue shoving it up in around here, go around to the back door, go round over the same, and meet you at the back end where I'll just kind of show you that's where it went. And if you want to, you can always pull this little weather stripping sealing thing out just to make it just a little bit easier to get it from right here on the front up into here. And we're basically just gonna shove it in back over here and keep on going. And then once this all looks pretty, go ahead and just shove this thing back up in there. Hide that whole thing. I'll make it look good, I promise. You can do it too. Now this is probably the only little bit that I'm gonna show you of actually how I'm shoving it in. These trim panels actually separate pretty easily. Just to pull this up and just start shoving it in here. It's pretty easy. Just go slow, work your way around. Now for the placement of this camera in the back, where is the middle? About there. So I want that about there. Let's just peel and stick and hope for the best. Not my car. That should be good. More than anything, I wanted to make sure it was fairly center as far as the camera goes. And then Make sure that this is in between little defogger lines. So there's no blurriness in there. So that should be good. Looks like it'd be all right. I'm sure it'll be fun. Now this wire, this, oh yeah, see this, I don't know why they do this. So this has the gooey black stuff. Do not touch the gooey black stuff. I'm going to very carefully put this around here to about there. Then this guy here should just somewhat easily pop out. Ooh, 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 ooh. They missed one. This might be easier with the screwdriver. This thing isn't working. Try this with the screwdriver. Okay, maybe not. I just brought one of these little angly pick things, like so. And this you should be able to just pop in there and slide that down and, oh, there's a little bit. There we go. There we go. And it just falls right out. Or not. Huh. Wow, those little clippy things. Very, very tiny. They hold on really well. Right there. Right there. Just 4 of them. Just pop them off. And now with a Phillips head screwdriver, you can very easily pop some screws out. One screwy screwy, 2 screwy screwies. And try really hard not to get this black stuff on you. This is here. Trying to think. I think this one has a bunch of junk in it. Yeah, it just feels like it's got a bunch of junk in it. And this just has one little thing in it. So we're gonna go for this side. Pop this out here, pop this out there. Yep, it's just that one little wire there. Or here's a drain tube. There's a little doohickey right here. If I do this right, it'll just pop right on out, about like that, but actually coming out. Oh, and the reason I'm using this other thing is because there's like a little depression, indentation thing. And you don't want to go prying right here, right on this whole thing. Of course, you could just reach up in here, give it a little yank down, like that. Shh, don't tell the wife I just did that. And then just rip out your fingers while trying very hard to get that little tar stuff on you. Now we can just poke this line down in here, and grab this end right here, stick it up through the hole here without touching the black gooey stuff right there. Oh, and make sure you don't do this. That's my dumb. Going on the other side, poke this under, poke this up, and feed it through. And as you can see, there is, ooh, I'd say about 6 feet or so of extra wire here that we are not going to need. There's all kinds of easy ways to do this. Lots of easy ways. I'm going to do it the shove it in there and hope for the best. Now, if you want to make this a lot easier, oh, don't touch the black goo. Do not touch the black goo. Let's try an easier way. This is just a normal, maybe 8-inch zip strip. I'm going to tape this right to here, and then it's easier to feed this thing through. It's a little bit stiffer, a little bit straighter. It ain't got to be pretty, but just tape it on there. Good enough. Now I can take the zip strip, snake it on through, and once you can get that thing to poke out the other side, where you at? Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. And just yank it on through. I said just yank it on through. Come on now. Why are you fighting with me here? Oh, that's perfect. Hey, at least all the tape came out. Besides using a zip strip, something else that can be very handy. If you have an old radio antenna that extends, you know, like the old school, back in the 1990s. Where's my radio station? You know, those days. Come in really handy. Glue a magnet on the end, and then you got a long magnetic finglonger. Pretty sure that's what they're called. Finglongers? Yeah, that's what they're called. But this will let you shove it through nice and violently like, and go, yep, we are through. It's not gonna fall in. Now we can take some fresh tape. I think part of the problem is that little fishhook angle thing that's got going on. I think that's part of the problem. Let's see if I can kind of sort of route the tape around to make that a little less bulky. No, that's still totally bulky. I don't want that thing to fall off like I did the last time. So let's see how much tape we can waste going round and round. Spin you right round, tapey right round. Wasting lots of tape. Right round. Right round. Wow. We are really wasting some tape now. Should be plenty. Shouldn't fall off now. It's totally gonna fall off. Because that is a big old massive wad that you gotta get through this little tiny thing. I wonder if it'd be easier to push it through rather than pulling it. Got all these little rude for her pleasure things. Oh man, see that's what it is. It's all these, ugh. And I got the black stuff. Don't touch the black stuff. All these things. There's gotta be the easier way. Never do anything the easy way. That would make it a lot easier if it didn't have all those ribs. Pull each one of these ribs over the plug individually. This should be fun. Now, if you know an easier way to yank something through like this, please put it in the comments. I would greatly appreciate knowing, as would the next viewer. Yep, just do it one at a time. One bump, one bump, one more bump, two more bumps, one more bump. I'm sweating here. One more bump. Close, almost a bump. Come on. You can do it. So much black stuff on me. Okay, that was so much fun there. Let's go ahead and take this off. Yeah, that was a great idea to put all this tape on here. Good job, past me. Always leaving it to future me to clean up your messes. Okay, now that fun is over, let's go ahead and take this little toolie thing, and there's almost an exact size spot for it right there. Couple little poppy poppies, and they're, oh, those are the nice ones. They're not the Christmas tree kind. They're just the little boop boop kind. Boop boop. Pops right out. Now from here, we just got to put this thing up here, go around over here, maybe go around over here. Yeah, that's almost even the right amount of water. Let's see, where's this thing go? Oh, I forgot to see if this thing was gonna, we'll do this in just a second. I want to get a size comparison to the other one. Oh, don't forget to pull that sticker off. I have a very weird view then. So this thingy is right here. So this thing goes here. This goes here. Slidey this thing back in here. I might want to put that on the other side. Not entirely sure. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a lot easier on the other side. If nothing else, it just looks prettier. And that's what we're going for. Make it look pretty. And now this doohickey can go back on. Hey, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and button this whole thing back up, put this thingy back on here, and all this extra wire is going to be very inconspicuously hidden underneath the headliner. You just push it in, you keep on pushing, go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it's all gone. Don't touch the black stuff. Make this look all party. Party, party, uh-oh. That was there when I got here. Quite positive because that's fuzz missing. I did not do that. Christmas tree doohickey. Oh, gotta put the screws in first. There we go, just screw that in. Uh-oh, losing my screws again. Let's see, what did I say? Screw this in right here. And then just pop this thing back in here. Ta-da. And now it looks all pretty and hidden and you don't see a thing. You don't see anything. I'm gonna grab this thing out though. Let's do a size comparison. This is close. Close to the same size. Okay, now once in the Jeep, here is the rear camera for the RedTiger 4K. And here is the front camera for the F7N, FN7, F7N, I forget what it is. So they're nearly the same width, nearly the same height. And depending on how you're looking at it, that camera end right here is definitely thicker than the 4K front dash cam. But this other side right here, that'd be a little bit thinner. Kind of interesting that this rear camera is about the size of a front camera. And that front camera is huge in comparison. Well, in comparison to other 4K cameras I've done. Okay, back to the other view. Get this stuck back up here, plugging that in, sliding that in. I'm curious to see just how good this 4K camera really is. Now on to another fun part. Wiring the electronicals. Ooh, those are some really tiny fuses. So I already ripped this thing down and out. Just to make it easier for me, I'm going to push right here in the corner and pop that thing out. Hopefully you can see this. And then between pushing and pulling, this should just pop right out. There we go. Now it's a little bit easier to move things around and be able to get this up here around the airbag wires and then up and over to the main camera unit. All right, where are my wires? Still on the hood. And now the most fun part of this whole job, trying to figure out which ones of these fuses are hot and which ones are hot all the time. Let's see here. Yeah, that one looks about right. Make sure it's not that one. Nope, that's definitely too big. And that one's definitely too big. That one's too goofy. This one should work. Now, what are the chances that we can just read on here? Oh, spares, 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 spares. Lots of spares. That's cool. Memory, probably a good one. Okay, so here's a P seat driver. Let's see here. Yep, power seats work when the ignition is off, so that should be a good one for constant power. And what's one for intermittent? USB charger, that'd probably be a good one because I believe those turn off. Child lock, rear AC, washer. Wait, does this do the washers? Here's the other one. Hey, I didn't washer myself, so that should be a good one too. Let's go ahead and use those. See what happens with P seat and actually, no, I don't want to put them right next to each other. P seat drive here. That's going to be all the way down on the left, up one. If you've got the right tools for this, go for it. These are what I have. And with that out, hey, driver's side seat quit working. Probably the right one. There we go. That's a tight fit, but that works. Go ahead and put that one in and double check. Seat moves. We have constant power. With this one right here. Now, which one did I say was a good one for... How about sunroof? Sunroof looks like a pretty easy one to find. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work unless the ignition's on. So that's gonna be where the little U-shaped thing is, the all the way to the that-away and the that-away. It's this one. Pretty sure it's this one. Go ahead and shove that one up in there. So we have accessory power and constant power. Probably should have done this first. Let's go ahead and route the power wire from the unit down to this little area over here. And hopefully I can get this all done so this box can set right in here. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be so nice. Yeah, this wire should be long enough. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna run this kind of up and around here. Not sure you can see this very well, but there's this little metal bracket right here. Just kind of running it in and through there, just so that when this all gets pulled through, this little box can just set right there. And then on the inside here, these wires can feed through and can just plug straight in to there. Just have to find the ground wire. Somewhere to stick this thing. But then the whole thing's accessible just by popping the little fuse panel. So let's see here. This needs to go up and around the airbag and then up. It's very important to remember that. Don't go over the airbag. You go putting it over the airbag like this airbag comes down, it's just gonna yank this whole thing down and smack you in the face with it. Don't do it. Not worth it. Just so you can get an up close picture, these wires are coming in through this hole right here. This wire is going up just a little bit. We can tuck that in behind there, and hopefully you can see where this is going right here on the other side, on the far side of the airbag and everything. Over here on the far side of the airbag. Like I said, don't go over the airbag, go under the airbag, this away. Looking through the windshield to this away, I don't know how much of that you can really see, but make sure you just keep it on the underside of the airbags. Don't go over the airbags. Now when we put this all up here, we can then tuck this right up here and here, and then go right up to the headliner. And I am not gonna be able to get this done one-handed, so let me go ahead and run this whole thing up around here, put it up into the headliner, and once it pokes out on the other side, I'll be right back with you. Now we got our power and our other camera hooked up here and here. Route the wire up to the headliner. Let's go ahead and slam this thing back in here. Make sure it still works. Just like that. And then this little doohickey here just gets popped up in there. Oh, look at how pretty that looks. Now we can rotate this around. Oh, it's so great right there. Use our fancy schmancy little tool here. Shove this all up in here. Wow, that actually went really quick. Now we can come down here, pop these guys in right down here. Go ahead and feed this wire down through here. Oops, we seem to be pulling down here now. Not a problem. We're just gonna shove that out through that hole anyway. Now hanging this thing out here like this, we'll go ahead and relieve the strain on the wire, so I can go ahead and buckle all this back up right in here. Put all this up in here and make this look pretty. Ooh, tuck that back up in there. There we go. Now with this all nicely tucked away, we've got this hanging out right here. Now I don't know any better, so when I move this over right here, there's a little bolt right, there's my finger. There's my finger. I'm gonna go ahead and take that nut off that bolt, and hopefully, since it looks like it goes into some metal, that should do a good ground. That went on that little nut right there. And you can see where we got the constant power here and accessory power there. So let's see what happens when I plug in B plus to there and accessory, yeah, into there. Oh, we have life. I heard a beep. There's an ACC. Wonder what that means. Let's see here, what do I do with the keys? Always those in keys. Accessory mode. Oh, that's right, brake. So weird. Let's see, we need to get this little thingy off of here. But that's your English, yes. New York Times, sure. It clearly looks like the back camera's working. Oh, you know what? Yep, got to take the little sticker off. There we go. Hey, that looks pretty cool. Looks like it's going about the right angle and everything. Let's see here. What else do I need to do? Oh, gotta put the little cover thing on. So I'm probably gonna need to go through the app and check some of the settings on this, which I will do in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little test drive, see how the camera looks. I'll go ahead and play some of that right now, and then I'll get into some nighttime stuff. And then maybe go over some of the settings, some of the things I figured out. Maybe I've learned something by then. Probably not. I was glad that I was the one that was driving this and not the wife, because she would have seen those mileages and kind of freaked out a little bit. Made it all the way to 666. Hopefully I get to 667 before I drop this thing off at the house and she has to drive it. And she comes in and sees her car first thing in the morning. She's all like,
24/7 on call. A little peeping Tom in 4K watching it all. Found a hot slot, gave her the juice she needs right now. My classy new lady took a dirty vow. She's a 25 Santa Fe, top of the line. Pristine calligraphy, looking so fine. Barely a mile on her, still got that new car set. But a simple plug-in's not how my time is spent. I knew right away I had to go deep in her dash to get the kind of action that's thrilling and rash. Gotta pop her panels, get right down to the bone. Gonna give her a new eye she can call. She's hardwired for pleasure, 24/7 on call. A little peeping Tom in 4K watching it all. Found a hot slot, gave her the juice she needs right now. My classy new lady took a dirty vow. Now she never sleeps and she films the public show. Ready for action when I'm ready to go. They said don't you dare, that warranty's a pearl, but I'm a hands-on guy in a sensitive world. Found her little fuse box, a delicate place. Pushed the tap in gently with precision and grace. Now the power's flowing, a constant steady feed. Planted a little light to satisfy my need. It's a clean install, you can't see a single wire, but I know she's watching, burning with a hidden fire. Now she's hardwired for pleasure, 24/7 on call. A little peeping Tom in 4K watching it all. Found a hot slot, gave her the juice she needs right now. My classy new lady took a dirty vow. She's always turned on, craving that deep connection, and her lens is open for endless satisfaction. Her cabin is so quiet you could hear a pin drop, but the camera's rolling and the phone will never stop. From the valet stand to a dark parking lot, she's recording every single little money shot. Hardwired for pleasure, 24/7 on call. A little peeping Tom in 4K watching it all.